Okay. So good afternoon, students. Today we are going to analyze this lesson number 4.2, that is the luncheon by William Somerset Maugham. Okay. This lesson will be divided into two parts. Today I am going to tell you the summary of the chapter about the author William Somerset Maugham. Okay. Secondly, I will be telling you all about I will be showing you all video. I'll be telling you all what exactly and what situation this all scenario, this all story took place, the tone, the central idea, the theme of the lesson. After explaining all this thing, I will be telling you all, after this, we will go line by line explanation. I'll be introducing new words to you all, meaning of new words. And second important thing, this lesson looks short, simple, and sweet. But in this particular lesson, we have many ironic sentences. Now, what is ironic sentences? Sarcasm, you all have heard the word of sarcasm? Yes, definitely, yes. So, what is sarcasm? When I want to say something, but I'm not saying that thing in a straightforward manner. I'm just twisting the sentence and I am telling the opposite of it. Suppose, for example, you all are asking me, as a student only I will tell, yeah, indirectly I want to tell something. Yes, Sahil. So this is called as ironic or sarcastic sentences, which creates humor as well as it sparks messages. So this kind of sentences are used in this particular chapter, wherein we feel like she's telling us exactly opposite of it. Whatever sentences the woman has used in this particular lesson, she is doing exactly opposite of those sentences. Okay. And phrases also we are having, we get a message from this particular lesson. So let's see in detail what message do we get, and even you all can share me the message at the end of the session. Okay. The luncheon by William Somerset Maugham. Now, pronunciation, listen to the pronunciation. William Somerset Maugham was born on 1874 and he passed away on 1965. He was a distinguished British playwright. Distinguished means what? He was known. Okay, playwright means the person who's writing play, novelist, and a short story writer. He was among the most popular writers of his era. Era means his time period when he was there. And reputedly the highest paid author during 1930s, means he was being known for his writing, and even he was being paid for whatever he used to write. He was one of the highest paid author during the year 1930s. His work is repeatedly means according to the people, according to the belief of people, according to the saying of people. Most of the people of his time used to say that Mr. William was a highest paid author. So repeatedly means he was being known. He was being, people used to talk about him according to the people's belief or people's saying. He was the highest paid author during the 1930s. His work is characterized by a clear, unadorned style. The word unadorned means simple, plain. It was not adorned, it was very simple, it was very plain. And people used to love his writing, his style. Cosmopolitan setting. Cosmopolitan means globally. Yes, it means including people from various countries. Good Diksha Chauhan, good presence of mind. Yes, so cosmopolitan means all over the people, all over the entire world, he used to collect and he used to write, he used to roam, he used to see people, and he used to include those things when he used to write anything. Okay, and a shrewd means sharp. He was very acute in understanding, very intelligent. understanding of human nature. Small thing he used to observe of a person. In this story also you will see how clearly and how nearly he has observed this lady. His imagination about the lady was something different, and the lady appeared to be different. This one example. Now I will tell you. Let's see the story in detail afterwards. This lesson is a most delightful. Delightful means what? Delightful, humorous narrative. This means this lesson will cause laughter. Once we understand this lesson, the meaning, the message of the lesson, it will make us feel like ऐसा भी होता है? Is it real? Is this thing happening in reality? Oh my God, yeah. Okay, such kind of people do exist. Unbelievable, yeah. And then we will, at last, we will be like laughing on such kind of situation, and then we will relate. Huh, this thing happened with us as well. Okay, so the luncheon is a slice of life story about mom's luncheon date proposed to him by a woman who he hopes is a supporter of his art. Now he was this particular lesson in short is about a luncheon date. Okay, now what is the meaning of luncheon? A luncheon means a formal lunch according to us. But let's see what does it actually means from this particular chapter. Luncheon means a formal lunch, or it's like a light lunch. We are having only a few of the dish, few of no, a few. I said a lot. One of the dish, and we had a chat with a guest. The date was over. According to the title of the chapter, meaning is this. But actual meaning is opposite. It is a sarcasm we can see over here once we go through the chapter. It wasn't a luncheon, it was something else. It was not a lunch as well. It was like complete whole breakfast, dinner, lunch package once we get to know this particular chapter. So let's see the summary. Okay. Summary of the luncheon. The writer of the luncheon is William Somerset Maugham. In this story, relates about a lady who is an admirer of the writer's story. She wins the author's favor and expresses a wish to meet him at a high-class restaurant. William exposes the false motive of modest eating habit of the middle class with a touch of humor. 20 years ago, author was living in Paris when he had met a lady who is an admirer of his story. She had met him at a play and relates to him the incident during the interval which had occurred at that time. She had read a book written by him and had written a letter to him about her views. Another letter was posted stating about her visit to Paris, and she desired to have a little luncheon at the Foyot's restaurant, which the French senators eat. William was not a rich man and had never even thought of visiting that restaurant, nor did he possess the art of refusing her request. Estimating the cost of luncheon, which should not cost more than 15 francs, he decided to cut down coffee from his menu so that he would have enough for himself for the next 2 weeks. His meeting was fixed on Thursday at 12:30. That is 12:30. Yes, Sahil. Paris. Dream place, right? Though the lady was in her 40s, talkative and not attractive. She had ordered for salmon, caviar, while the salmon was being appeared. William had ordered for the cheapest dish, that is mutton chop. After the meal, she had ordered for white champagne. She kept enjoying the meal and chatting about art, literature, and music, while William kept wondering about the bill. The lady was enjoying, and what William was thinking about the bill. The bill of fare. was soaring about that which he had anticipated. Yes, Neeraj. When the waiter had come with the bill, she waved him aside with an air of gesture and ordered for asparagus, the horribly expensive dish. William's heart sank, his mouth watered, and yet he had to quell his emotions, adding to worsen the situation. Lady ordered for ice cream and then coffee, all the same, announcing that she never ate anything for luncheon. After each and every dish, this lady was saying one thing. She never ate anything for luncheon. Just a bite, just a dish. Thoughts kept reeling through William's mind about how he was going to pay the high bill, of how he's going to manage the entire month. Then he was thinking that it's better to act. Yeah, he was like the same correct emoji, Ria. Good. And he was like, he's going to act now. What act he's going to do? He thought that I will do one act. I will do one drama. I'll put my hands in my pocket and I will later on tell that someone has stolen my wallet and then I'm not having that much money to pay the bill. But this was quite embarrassing situation, so he dropped this idea and he thought if bill amount is more, he is going to keep his watch as a security, as a deposit, and then once he's having the money he's going to pay. Yeah, Arya. And but the lady was not at all concerned. What she did next, see, to his utter, the head waiter walked up to the table with a large basket full of huge pieces is a fruit. She picked up one, protesting that her meal was just a snack and that she could certainly enjoy the peas. The bill was finally paid, and the William found himself with a few francs for the tip and not a penny left in his pocket for the whole month. Oh, William believed that he had his revenge. Now, this is after the 20 years of this situation. He had met this lady, and when he saw this lady, he felt that his revenge was successful. When the 20 years he had passed by, he met his and this lady, because this lady's weight was approx 136 kg. Just imagine, this lady was quite slim and trim, and then later on, because of her attitude of not eating much on luncheon, her weight was 136 kilo after 20 years. So this is a humorous lesson. Let's see in detail now. Before it, we will see the setting where this actually took place, where this date was. Yeah. Okay. One thing they have skipped in your chapter, that is about the champagne. So we are not going to talk about that food, drink. Okay. The main character meets his friend. Who is the main character? The narrator himself, William Somerset Maugham, meets his friend at Fayette on Thursday at 12 past 12. I am not understanding what is this half past 12. What does it mean? Can you all tell me? It means 12:30. Half past 12. That means for 12 it has been very good, very nice. So Fayette's restaurant is in Paris. It is also a restaurant where the French senators usually dine, means where rich people come for their dinner. So, point of view. The narrative point of view of the story is a first person. Means this particular lesson or the story is written by the narrator himself. I over here, you can see everywhere I. Who is I over here? Yeah, he himself. He has narrated from the first person's point of view. Next, main characters. Two main characters are there: the man, the narrator himself, and the woman. The woman's name they have not told. They have not told anything about the woman. Just about her nature, about her behavior, and about her appearance we get to know. The man, he lives in Paris. He had a small apartment, a Latin quarter. He was a writer. He was flattered and did not know to say no to a woman. So this means he was quite generous and he was quite kind by nature, by his heart. And yes, students, always learn to say no when you feel like to say no. Whenever you feel like you're not able to do anything or you're not, means it is okay to say no. We usually don't say no to people, especially near and dear ones. So keep this thing, or this is a one message we get from this particular story, that learn to say no. Okay. So yeah, yes, we always refuse to do. Yes. So now onwards, if you all feel like, no, this I don't want to do, okay, or else it is wrong, then learn to say no. Okay. As if if the narrator himself would have said no at the starting itself, then he would have had money to spend his entire month. Yes. Yes, saying no is important. Yes, exactly, Diksha. And as saying yes, Drishti. Yes, Ria, he wouldn't have faced this kind of situation. So he was a true gentleman. He ordered what she wanted during the meal. He never interrupted her. He felt stressed during the luncheon because of the prices. He did not know if he would have enough money to pay. He was in stress. He was continuously thinking about the bill because of the attitude of not saying no to a woman. Let's see in detail let's see about the woman. Woman was approximately 40 of the age. Okay. Her name was not mentioned. She was probably a fan of this writer. She wasn't as young as he expected. Now if at all, just think you are meeting some XYZ person and you're not knowing that person very well. So obviously meeting that person, before meeting that person, you will have some imagination in your mind, like how that person will look, how will he how she will talk, about the personality, about the appearance. So even the narrator was a normal human being. So obviously even he had made a few of the expectation or concept about the woman, but actually it turned completely opposite. When he accepted her invitation to a meal, yeah, imagination perspective was totally opposite. Her nature was talkative. She was self-centered. She was like, I, me, and my. My Wi-Fi got disconnected. I don't care about any other people. I, me, and myself. Self-centered, bold, strong, good, inconsiderable, and extravagant. Means she was extraordinary. She was something different. Always used to talk opposite. Sarcasm sentences. Okay, minor character. There were two other character. There are two other characters in this story: the waiter and the head waiter. The waiter, he works at a Fayette restaurant. Head waiter, he is the manager of the waiter who has rich tone from Italian country. Yeah, manager. Good, Bhumi. So total four characters we got to know, and plot where exactly this scenario took place. This story was about a man writer who met a friend after a long period of time since they had met first. Means first time they had met, and after that 20 years, these people both met coincidentally in one of the play or one of the theater. He lived in a small apartment. He means narrator over here, in a small apartment in Paris in a Latin quarter. He did not had enough money for the rest of the month. He was been invited by one of the friend at Fayod's restaurants for lunch. Following her request, he accepted the request and he agreed. for treating this lady for luncheon. He did not accept the meal would be so lavish and the bill was too high that he thought of a way out. He got his revenge at last. The woman today ironically weigh 136 kg. The theme, the theme of the story is about the two things: appearance and manipulation, as well as revenge. Appearance means over here you can see the lady's appearance, whatever the writer had imagined was completely opposite as he thought. Ironically means it is written in a it was in a revenge form, Neeraj. It was a revenge which he didn't wanted, but automatically uh, it turned out to be a revenge. That is why it has written in that way. It is written so that we will laugh and to create a humoristic sentence. Okay, writing skill. Appearance and manipulation. The speaker in the luncheon wishes from the beginning that his date would be a beautiful woman. His date would be a beautiful woman. He imagined a portrait of a graceful lady in his mind. But when he goes to have a lunch with her, she appears as a surprising blast, a total opposite to his imagination. Not only her appearance, but also her dialogues expresses that she is extremely fat, food-loving, and ravious woman. Who does ravious means self-centered? Who does not even think a bit about the cost the speaker would have to pay for the lunch. She has a very good appetite. The most interesting part is the verbal irony hidden in the lines she utters to the speakers. This is a sarcastic lines that she is using. Appetite means diet, food habits. Like she does not eat too much for lunch, etc. The ironical concealed in her speech helps to develop the main theme. This ironies make luncheon a comic story in true sense. Next thing is about the revenge is a kind of wild justice. We say no in Hindi we have one proverb. Can you help me out with that? We have one proverb. It is related to God. A second hint, stick. Second hint is stick. Can you help me out with that Hindi proverb or saying? Both of you have answered different and correctly. Okay, Arya, I repeat myself. God, I want one Hindi proverb. Khushi said, "Jaisi karni वैसी भरनी." In English, we call it as karma. Yes, as we sow, so shall we reap. Okay. Kanchan Tiwari okay, thank you. So yes, exactly this proverb I was expecting from you all. Jaise ko taisa, yeah, Neeraj. So yes, so exactly this all messages in the form of revenge is the end of her story. Okay. So today she weighs 21 stones, that is 136 kilogram. It should not be surprising that a woman with such an appetite means eating and food habits, would become obese in 20 years. Yeah, tit for tat. A stone is a British unit of measure equivalent to 14 pounds. So then women's weigh nearly close to 300 pounds, which equals 136 kg. Okay. We usually say kilo, but in British unit, the stone is used in the British unit. So let's move ahead now. The language the author used, simple and direct dictation. Flashback technique the author has used. This entire chapter is divided in stories divided into three parts: present situation, flashback situation, Again, present situation. 3 parts. Okay. So flashback technique. Ha, 20 saal pehle, this kind of technique. Before 20 years ago. Okay. Irony through contradiction emphasizes the high sense of humor. Okay. About humor means a person's quality, how the person is. Hyperbole, over exaggeration. She gave me the impression having more teeth, white and large, and even they were necessary for a practical purpose. Practical purpose, can you tell me why the author is telling this way? When author had met this lady, this lady had given an impression, an appearance, where she was showing her teeth, which was white in color, and it was very large. And then the author is telling it can be used for any practical purpose. Something to be done. Yes, Khushi. From the she can use her teeth for some practical thing. Secondly, metaphor also we can say in this particular literary author has made use of metaphor, like this sentence: my heart sank a little. I turned a little pale. My heart sank. Panic seized me are the words, phrases used by the author, that is indirect comparison he's doing. It is a comic play. It will make us laugh. We will enjoy once we get into detailed explanation of each and every sentences and phrases. Even author has made use of quotation. For example, I never eat more than one thing for luncheon. Even this is an irony sentence because completely opposite she has done. She has eaten almost 6 of the things. So can this sentence, we can take example of an irony or sarcasm? Yes, because opposite she has done. She said she never eats anything for luncheon, but in fact she ordered many expensive kind of food like caviar, salmon, asparagus, ice cream, coffee, peaches, etc. Okay. She reflects terribly personality contradiction, saying one thing and doing exactly opposite. She used to say one thing and she used to say no, I'm not going to eat. But then she used to order one thing for herself. Repetition also author has used in his literary. I never eat more than one thing. After every paragraph you will see this sentence: I never eat more than one thing. I suggest the same thing for you. Okay. Theme. um, it is necessary to say no when it is necessary. People receive the impact of their own behavior that you all said me in the form of karma. Okay. Desi karni वैसी भरनी, tit for tat and all. And obviously whenever God is answering, उनके लाठी में आवाज नहीं होती है. This thing also you all told me. Good. Okay. Now let us move towards detailed explanation, line by line, paragraph by paragraph. And the luncheon, written by a prominent English novelist, short story writer, playwright, and his name is William Somerset Maugham. Okay, I caught a sight of her over here. He's made use of I, that is pronoun. That means he himself has experienced the situation and has written about the unforgettable evening. Okay. The luncheon, the title of the text is quite ironic. If we consult a dictionary, we will determine that the word luncheon means light snacks. The word luncheon means light snacks. But but when we go through the text, it is completely opposite, because over here lightweight snacks turn to be an abundant and expensive meal. Abundant means what? More and more this lady is having. So it is completely opposite of the title. The text represents the primary person's narration. The utilization of pronoun I, my, myself has been used. Okay. I caught sight of her. Caught sight of her means what? It is a phrase. Again, I'll tell you. It means that suddenly when a person is having eye to eye contact with another person, to see something only for a moment. I caught a sight of her. Okay. At the play and in answer to a call. Answer to a call means that lady might have called him. So answer to the call, I went over during the interval and sat down beside her. Over here, interval means the space time between the event. Went over means go or move towards someone. So the narrator moved quickly during the time of interval towards the lady and sat down beside the lady. It was long since. It was long since means what? After a few years, after a quite period of time, the narrator had seen this particular lady. I had last seen her, and if someone had not mentioned her name, I hardly think I would have recognized her. The word recognized means identified her. She addressed me brightly. She addressed means what? When the narrator went and sat beside this lady gave a good gesture by addressing him smile by brightly. That means smiling. Okay. Address means to treat a person. Yes, nicely she treated this person. Give me. So this particular paragraph tells us that suddenly the author had eye-to-eye contact with this lady. Someone called the name of this lady. That is why the writer and narrator got to know this. Yes, I know this lady. Okay, and she treated with a good gesture. Next paragraph tell, this lady said, well, it's many years since we first met. How time does fly. The word how time does fly, it means that time passes very quickly. Time passes very quickly. Okay. We are none of us getting younger. See, ironic sentence, humorous sentence, or completely opposite she wants to tell over here. It means that you used to say someone is getting older. She wants to tell that we both are getting older day by day. But she has used over here the sentence, we are none of us getting any younger. So it is a humorous sentence, ironic sentence, opposite sentence. In examination, they will ask you to tell, to give the meaning of it. That is why I'm stretching lot on this concept of ironic, tone, sarcasm, humor, these words I'm using. Okay, so that you all will get familiar. Okay, this sentence, no, well, none of us getting any younger. This sentence actually means when we are saying someone that you all are getting older. But if we use this older word, that you all are, if you all will tell me, teacher, you're getting old, will I like it? Will I like it? No. So instead of that, you all will tell me that we are none of us getting any younger, because if I'm getting older, you all are also getting older. So instead of using this word older, the lady has used the sentence, we are none of us getting any younger. This sentence is a humorous sentence used to say someone is getting older. Okay, now let's continue. Do you remember the first time I saw you? The lady is telling the narrator, do you remember the first time I saw you? You asked me to luncheon. Now narrator is thinking, did I remember? Did I remember? Now is going to go to the flashback. This particular paragraph is the present time, is the present time. Okay, now whatever we are going to discuss is about the flashback. Present time is what? When the author met this lady, and this lady was around 136 kg. Okay, so did I remember? Now the author is going to go in the flashback. Okay, flashback means what? In the past. It was 20 years ago. I was living in Paris. I over here is the narrator himself. He had a tiny apartment and he was earning barely enough money. The word barely means hardly or just. Okay, very little money he was earning to earn his livelihood, to get his bread and butter. Okay, she had read a book. This lady had read a book of the narrator and had written to the narrator. After reading one of the book, she replied. Okay, and she wrote a letter to the narrator. After reading the letter, what will a person do? A person will reply or he will not reply? A person, yes, he will reply. So the narrator says, I replied thanking her, and now I received from her another letter saying she was one more letter. After first letter, she appreciated the work of the writer, and writer generously thanked the lady. Again, the lady wrote one letter, and in that letter, she is telling that she was passing through Paris and would like to have a chat with the narrator. Would like to have chat with the narrator means what? To talk informally. Yes, good Ria, to talk. But her time was limited. Time was limited means what? She was not having much time. She came for Paris for few days and for the purpose of some work. And the only free moment she had was the following Thursday. Following word means what over here? Following Thursday. I already told you all the meaning of following. Coming, yes, upcoming or next. Coming Thursday. Good, very good. And would I give her a little luncheon at Fayot's restaurant afterwards? So after Thursday, she had some work, and after that work, she said the narrator that will you treat me with a luncheon? On that luncheon, we will have some chat. We will have some talk. Okay. So Fayot is a restaurant at France. Paris. First is a restaurant and it was so far beyond my means. The word beyond my means what? It means that the narrator was not having that much money that he would have afford, yes, he would have afford to pay the bill beyond my limit. So it was beyond the limit of, yes, not affordable to one. Good. Or else we can say means one's budget or income. Beyond means within the with the about the limit, above the limit. Yes, and I had never even thought of going there, as we all of us know that this he was the writer at the initial stage. He was the writer at the initial stage, and he wanted to he was just earning few money, a little money, hardly, barely. So he decided that it's not in his hand that giving treat to a lady at such a five-star restaurant. Over here only, don't you think what word he should have used? What thing he should? Yes, he should have told no. But instead of that, he said that he will meet and he will give the treat. I had 80 francs. The narrator says he had 18 francs to last him for the rest of the month. And the modest means moderate. Okay. Luncheon should not cost more than 15 francs. If he would have cut his coffee for the next 2 weeks, he would have managed the well. Now let's continue this tomorrow. Okay. We will have a evaluation now till where I have thought.